whether that's from an individual perspective or from a group perspective. My story. I'm a United States Marine. I fought for this country just to come back to have my civil rights violated when I fought for your freedoms. So that makes me feel some kind of way. And that's my story. And I'm able to tell people that, and I can reach certain people with that. I can reach veterans who understand what that fight is about. I can reach those who respect the military, who understood what that means. That's my story. But we all have a story, and as an organization, we're saying our story is, well, we don't like the fact that this and this and this is happening. So eventually, we get to tell our story. That's the heartstring connection. How do you tell your story? Which is number 2. How are you going to tell your story? That's supposed to be in there. How do you tell your story? How are you going to tell your story? On a piece of paper, you can see your whole sentence. All right, so how are you going to tell your story? How are you going to get out there? There's grassroots. Hey, this is grassroots for us. We're at BSJC. We need students. So this is our grassroots movement. I'm being invited to classes to talk about our activism, hoping that something we say today will get you sparked to want to get involved. Because we need students when it comes to taking down certain parts of the system. So this is grassroots. But there is also a bigger part to this. Well, the media has a play in this. You can use social networking, or you can use what happened with us, which is national attention. You can't really plan that all well, and some stories have more legitimacy than others, but that's one of the biggest ways. How you tell your story is important. One of the most effective ways is just going out and reaching people where they're at. If I go to somebody that's Hispanic or Latino and they're dealing with the issue of immigration, I attend some of those meetings. Why? Because I need them for my fight. So I go to theirs. And really, it's the same story to me. It's the same type of human abuse. It's a human rights issue. So I'll go to their stuff, and you'll see them also come to our fight. So, but I tell them my story, and they have an attachment because of the things that they're dealing with. But I dare say that there's something like that for every single person. You just got to find out what it is. How do you tell your story? Next, who do you tell it to? Who do you tell your story to? Now, again, these may seem like they overlap, but how you tell your story is a little bit different than who you tell your story to, because that can mean all the difference. We were able to tell our story to the policymakers, okay? And these policymakers have not changed any policy yet. That's going to take time. But they have been very effectual in getting us in front of the people who have the influence to tell the story in a much bigger light. So just yesterday, the meeting that we had about the racial profiling and things like that allowed pretty much, I'll say that, Chief Zimmerman, she is the chief of police. She was just, she's more new than she is old. There was Lansdowne that was before her, and he resigned because of the sexual assault issues that were going on in the San Diego Police Department. Since her tenure, she has been very, and to her credit, she has been awesome at going into the community and trying to make sure that the relations between police and the community are better. But there's still issues. There's racial profiling and all this other stuff. And in my opinion, she is ignorant of those issues. She doesn't really comprehend what we're dealing with. She got reamed yesterday in a masterful way by Todd Glory. It was the most beautiful thing I ever saw. And Councilmember Myrtle Cole she's kind of the mom type council member. So she was like, come give me a hug, baby. Like that type thing. But she put the emotion on it. It's like, this hurts my heart. I don't understand why we're racial. See, now we're pulling their hearts. We were able to now take all of this frustration, this data is being represented, and based on all these connections, now we have people who are in positions of influence telling our story for us. So it matters who you tell your story to. And number 4, you can get away from the story and say, what are your actions? How? Where? What are you going to do to kind of make your part and your story and whatever your social justice, your activism, get out there? We chose to protest, but you can't stop there because protesting doesn't change policies, all right? You got to get into the system. You got to make a fuss in the system. So we attended council sessions and things of that nature. Oh, I forgot to tell the other class one of those things. We attended those council sessions and things like that. We have a meeting with the mayor coming up. We have a meeting with the executive director that is over our civilian review board. Our actions got us there. So whatever your actions are, they have to be, I mean, it's not that we had all this strategic planning in them, but we did put some thought into them. If you're fighting immigration, who do you go to? There's a group right now that believes that Bonnie Dumas has some, well, to be